it's also the city of fountains. And during the Civil War, Kansas City was actually occupied by Union troops. The city didn't do too well in the Civil War. It had a battle within its city limits. It was occupied by the Union troops. And to put this all in context, the Civil War left the city kind of broken. And so the heart of America, the city that would become the heart, was broken after the Civil War. But God had a plan for the city and raised up a pastor named Henry Hopkins of the First Congregational Church here in Kansas City. And in the late 1800s, right after the Civil War, this young pastor began to speak what we would know as a Seven Mountains message. And he said that from here in Kansas City. And he said this, he said, your life in Christ is meant to affect every single sphere of society. And to paraphrase his message in my own words, it was like, my job is to make you like Jesus. Your job is to make this city like heaven. And there was a man named A.R. Meyer who was in his church. And a handful of he and 3 others of his friends in that church took that message to heart. And they actually formed the very first park committee in Kansas City. Now, Kansas City was, again, broken from the Civil War. It had dirt roads. It was a backwater town. It had no future in the natural. Divided before the Civil War, right? Because Jackson County, which is the main county in Kansas City, was actually the heart of the resistance against the state of Kansas for the anti-slave movement. And so the territory of Kansas was settled for the specific purpose of ending slavery and bringing justice into the United States and healing the wound of our nation. Missouri rose up. Jackson County in Kansas City rose up and said, you shall not do that, and actually went and burned Lawrence. There was a major battle, a border war for 10 years in the 1850s, before the Civil War. Because General Lee is what we know about the Civil War, but America broke here in Jackson County. So the heart of America broke right here in the heart of America. And so this city was a mess. It was dirt roads, and this A.R. Meyer and his friends said, you know what? If I'm supposed to make this city like heaven, then I am going to start a parks department. And they hired a guy named George Kessler, who was a national renowned architect, city planner, architect. And he came in and he made parks and boulevards and fountains all over the city. And Kansas City became nationally known as the city of fountains because these men heard a message that they were supposed to turn their city into heaven. So we are the city of fountains because of an intentional effort by godly men to create heaven on earth.